final takes for Week 7 of the college football season. Our predictions for the game, they're yours. Our scores for the game, they're yours. All right, we've given you everything that we think about this week to this point. We got to finish with one more round. Here we have in the clip. College football sickos, we appreciate y'all being subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel, and thank you for 200,000 subscribers. That is all y'all. If you're new to the show or you haven't subscribed yet to the platform, would love to have you a part of this. Again, college football all year round. The hard count brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. When you play $5 in lineups, get you $50 in promo funds. And y'all, we're going to be attacking this weekend. Got a lot of plays that we like for this weekend, so make sure you're following us here. If you want to fade, be our guest. However, we have a square that we really like, so stay tuned. It's coming out in this segment. We appreciate y'all for being dialed in, and we appreciate y'all using code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups. Even if we don't win, gets you $50 in promo funds. I think Ole Miss, this upcoming weekend, tough spot, on the road, Death Valley, crazy environment, playoff vibes. Ole Miss gets a rap for being like a portal team, a transactional team. And when you talk about a team being portal heavy, there's this thought sort of that coincides with that there's not great culture involved. If Ole Miss goes to the college football playoff, if Ole Miss beats LSU on the road in that spot, they have great culture. That culture they have, a pro mindset. I think we see that in a massive way this upcoming Saturday. I think Jackson Dart and what he does on the ground will ultimately be the difference. Go over to Prize Picks, code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups, $50 in promo funds. The square that we love in this game, Jackson Dart, 22.5 rush yards. He's averaging 26 in his last 5 games. We'll take the more there. I think he will be able to do a version of what Lenora Sellers did on the ground, so we love that. Go ahead and take that to the bank. And I think Ole Miss, again, kind of flashes the culture in this game against LSU. I also think that we get a glimpse of who Ohio State really can be. I think we get a glimpse of how good the Buckeyes really can be in this game against Oregon on the road. And we talked about it a lot with Jesse Simonton. I think they're college football Thanos, dude. I really do. Just been collecting Infinity Stones. They're about ready to snap. They've been keeping their cards very close to the vest, okay? It's just been appetizer after appetizer. Against Iowa, against Marshall, just serving up breadsticks, serving up chicken wings, which is great. I mean, it's enough to get the job done, but they're about to serve up the entree, okay? And it's going to be filthy. It's going to be diverse run game. Expect some option stuff. Expect some two-back sets. Expect some misdirection. And then after that, expect some deep shots downfield to really set the party off. So Ohio State, I think they've got national title chops. We know that, but we get to actually see that tangibly against Oregon in that game out there in Autzen. So go ahead and book that. We find out, I think, a lot about Tennessee this weekend. We talk a lot about the difference for teams. We said this about Oregon. There's a difference between issues and problems. Issues are like, hey, we can work this out internally. Problems are like, we have to go acquire a solution. I think Tennessee has issues, but if they have problems, we'll know in this game because that Florida secondary, ripe for the picking. All right, I have no idea what season apples and oranges are in, but I know that Florida secondary is ripe, and they are in season right now. They are allowing 9 yards a pass, 117th in America. Nico, brother, if we can't get right against the Gators at the crib, off a loss, everybody's supposed to kind of hit the reset button after a tough loss. Like this has got to be the game now. So for Tennessee, I said yesterday, I think they're still in that playoff conversation. I wouldn't delete them from that just yet. We have them in the lobby of Hotel Playoff. Got to see it this week. Because if you don't get it against Florida, it's not getting easier. Okay, it's not getting easier against Georgia or Bama, contrary to what that box score between those two teams would tell you. The Big 12 is about to have more madness. I said it yesterday. It's like the Planet of the Apes meme where it's, oh no, that's what's going on right now, man. And after this weekend, I think we will have 7 teams in the Big 12 with 1 conference loss. Why? Because I think BYU takes an L to Arizona, okay? I think Colorado loses to Kansas State. Both BYU and Colorado have 0 conference losses. That is going to change after this weekend. Kansas State and Arizona in the mix. Very, very firmly in the mix. So again, 7 one-loss teams. God bless the Big 12, but it's going to be chaos. And that's a big reason why we think only one team from the Big 12, the champion, ends up making the college football playoff. Now here's our last take. Texas and Oklahoma. I think it's going to get weird. I think it's going to get weird. I think Florida, Tennessee probably has a higher potential to be weird, but Texas and Oklahoma in itself, like, we know what we're signing up for here, man. Nick Brake, movie Stan, when he buys a ticket to a horror movie and sits down in the front row, and then at the beginning of the movie, it's Happy Family, he's not thrown off by the Happy Family. He knows it's about to be a horror movie. That's us with Texas and OU. We buy the ticket, and we see the 14.5-point spread. We see that it's going to be supposedly lopsided, and it might be. But I'd be more surprised by that than if Texas and Oklahoma goes 4 quarters. Why? Because that's what it typically is. That's what we bought the ticket for. Rivalry football, neutral site, SEC, SEC logo now on that rivalry, which Twitter was apparently had a big issue with us saying that was a big deal. It is what it is. We move forward. Top 10 Oklahoma defense. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers' first game back. Are we rusty? Are we rolling? Going to be interesting to see. I don't know if that's the game you want to come back for and have your first start against a top 10 Oklahoma defense. It is what it is. I'm just saying, it's a horror movie every time. Do not be deceived by the opening of what you see early on or what you see from that spread.